My brother swore the basement wasn't ours. I grew up in a split-level house that always felt a little wrong. The kind of wrong you can't put into words, just a constant heaviness in the walls. Our basement was the worst part. It smelled like wet stone and rust. And even though it was finished with carpet and shelves, it always felt unfinished, like it belonged to someone else. My brother was the only one who refused to go down there whenever my mom sent him to grab a jar of pickles or laundry. He'd beg me to do it instead once when I was 10 and he was 12. I asked him why he was so scared of the basement. He didn't answer right away. He just stared at the wall, then whispered, "Because it's not ours." I laughed, thought he was messing with me, but he didn't smile. He told me he'd seen things down there, people sitting in the dark at the far end of the basement watching him from the shadows. But when the light flicked on, they were gone. I tried to tell him it was his imagination, until one night I saw it too. I was halfway down the steps when I heard humming, not from the laundry machine, not from the pipes. It was low and steady, like a woman humming a lullaby. I stopped halfway, and the hair on my arms shot up because it was coming from the far corner, the one with the shelves and old boxes. I turned on the light. Nothing there but the smell of something sweet and rotten like flowers left too long in a vase. I ran back upstairs, but I didn't tell my parents. They wouldn't believe me. Years later, after my brother moved out, I was stuck with basement duty and I'd gotten used to it. Until one weekend, I was home alone watching TV. I heard dragging sounds coming from below, slow, deliberate, dragging across the concrete floor like heavy furniture moving. When I worked up the courage to open the basement door, the light at the bottom of the steps was already on, but no one had been down there in days. I went down and my stomach dropped. The shelves had been pulled away from the wall and behind them was a door. I swear on my life that door had never been there before. It was metal painted the same gray as the foundation with no handle, just a lock and deep scratches around it. The air was so cold it hurt to breathe. My fingers went numb just standing there. And then I noticed something carved into the cement floor, right in front of the door. It was my last name over and over again in messy, childlike handwriting pressed deep into the stone, like someone had done it with their bare fingernails. I didn't sleep that night. When my brother came to visit a week later, I told him, and he didn't even look surprised. He just said, "I told you it wasn't ours," and walked away.